Good evening and welcome to the second week of our Retired Partner Quizzes. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are delighted to have you here. Welcome back if this is your second week of quizzing with me, and welcome to you even if it's your first week. We're glad you were able to join us. This evening we've got 4 rounds for you, 40 questions in total. Our rounds are the 70s, the partnership, OAP or not OAP, which is my favourite round, and we've also got music, TV and film for you this evening. It's nothing too difficult, all you need is some pens and paper. Everything's going to be questions and then answers at the end of each round. We hope you have fun. Tell us in the comments where you are this evening, who you are playing along with. Tell us also if you like the quiz, if you find it easy or difficult. We'll look forward to getting started, and good luck everybody.
Round 1 this evening is all about the 70s, so 10 questions on 70s general knowledge. Let's get kicked off with question 1. Who did Billie Jean King beat in the Battle of the Sexes tennis match? Question 1. Who did Billie Jean King beat in the Battle of the Sexes tennis match? And what a great match it was. Not that I was there, I just heard about it. I watched the movie. Question 2. What scandal caused President Richard Nixon to resign? Question 2. What scandal caused President Richard Nixon to resign? Question 3. How many popes were there in 1978? Question 3. How many popes were there in 1978? I'll give you a clue, more than one. Question 4. Rhodesia was renamed in 1979 to what? Question 4. Rhodesia was renamed in 1979 to what? Question 5. ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, but where was the contest held? Question 5. ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, but where was the contest held? I bet you all thought I was going to say what song did they win with. I'm sure you all know that one right away as well. Question 6. The world's first jumbo jet took flight in 1970. Where did it fly from and to? Question 6. The world's first jumbo jet took flight in 1970, but where did it fly from and to? Number 7. Born in 1978, Louise Brown is famous because. Can you tell me? Question 7. Born in 1978, Louise Brown is famous because. Can you tell me? Question 8. With its first episode aired in 1974, Happy Days centred around what family? With its first episode aired in 1974, Happy Days centred around what family? And as soon as I tell you, you'll be like, oh, of course it was, but it's a bit of a scratcher for me. I didn't remember right away. Question 9. What anniversary did the Queen celebrate in 1977? Question 9. What anniversary did the Queen celebrate in 1977? And the last question of the round, question 10. How many James Bond movies were released in the 70s? Question 10. How many James Bond movies were released in the 70s? Again, I'll give you a clue, more than one. All right, how have you gotten on with that first round? Are you just warming up? Are there some blank spaces? Take a couple of moments just to fill in any blanks and we'll move on to the answers. Round 1, the 70s. Here come your answers. Question 1, we asked, who did Billie Jean King beat in the Battle of the Sexes tennis match? That was Bobby Riggs. Bobby Riggs. Question 2, we asked, what scandal caused President Nixon to resign? The answer was, of course, Watergate. Watergate. Question 3, how many popes were there in 1978? There were 3, believe it or not. There was Pope Paul VI, he died and then replaced by Pope John Paul I, who also died in that same year, and then he was replaced by Pope John Paul II. Very well done if you got the names of the popes in there as well as the number. Question 4, we asked you what Rhodesia was renamed to in 1979, and that was Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Question number 5. ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, and I'm sure you all knew it was Waterloo was the song, but where was it held? It was held in Brighton. Good old Brighton. Question 6. The world's first jumbo jet took flight in 1970, but where did it fly from and to? It flew from London to New York. From London to New York. Question 7. Louise Brown, born in 1978, is famous because she was the world's first test tube baby. Huge news at the time, and fantastic for many people who were unable to have babies. Question 8. With its first episode aired in 1974, Happy Days centred around the Cunningham family. The Cunningham family. Question 9. What anniversary did the Queen celebrate in 1977? It was, of course, the Silver Jubilee, and I'm sure many of you remember the celebrations out in the streets, and John Lewis and Waitrose as well commemorated them. I'm sure it was a wonderful time. And lastly, how many James Bond movies were released in the 70s? The answer is 5. They were Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, and Moonraker. Congratulations if you got the number right, even more so if you remembered what the titles were. So, how did you do? Was it a 10 out of 10 round for the 70s for you? Was that your era? Was that your jam? Did you grow up and remember everything about it, or did you really have to think about it? Pop some comments into the live chat with me, and we'll move on to round 2. Round 2 is the partnership round. We'll have one of these each week just to test your knowledge on how much you remember while you worked with us. Has it all faded away now that you're retired? Let's find out. Question 1. What year did Waitrose and John Lewis both rebrand to And Partners and the current Block Stripes logo? Question 1. What year did Waitrose and John Lewis both rebrand to And Partners and the current Block Stripes logo? Question 2. What was introduced for partners in 1979 to mark the 50th anniversary of the partnership's first trust settlement? Oh, that was a bit tough to say. Let me try that again. Question 2. What was introduced for partners in 1979 to mark the 50th anniversary of the partnership's first trust settlement? Some of you may well have got this. Try and give you a bit of a clue. Question 3. What or who are Sabeema, Deborah Ann Speed, and Norama and Jeroma? Who or what are Sabeema, Deborah Ann Speed, and Norama and Jeroma? Question 4. What lake does the Partnership Hotel at Ambleside sit next to? Question 4. What lake does the Partnership Hotel at Ambleside sit next to? And what a lovely place. If you haven't had the chance to visit, I would definitely recommend that if you get the chance to go. Question 5. Waitrose has 2 royal warrants to supply groceries, wine and spirits to which 2 members of the royal family? Question 5. Waitrose has 2 royal warrants to supply groceries, wine and spirits to which 2 members of the royal family? Question 6. The highest bonus payout of 24% was distributed in 1979, 1987 and what other year? Did some of you get that? I can't believe it's unbelievable, and a huge amount into your salary as an extra. Question 6 again. The highest bonus payout of 24% was distributed in 1979, 1987 and what other year? Question 7. In 2015, the John Lewis Christmas Advert featured a little girl looking through a telescope of an elderly man. He happened to be on the moon. But do you know what charity the partnership supported by doing this? Question 7 again. In 2015, the John Lewis Advert featured a little girl looking through a telescope at an elderly man who was sitting on the moon. But what charity did the partnership support that year? Question 8. What is the name of the partnership's only manufacturing business in Darwen, Lancashire? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Question 8. What is the name of the partnership's only manufacturing business in Darwen, Lancashire? Still going strong today, and were key in making scrubs for the NHS during the COVID pandemic. So well done to them and anybody who took part in that. Question 9. Where was the partnership's first computer located? Question 9. Where was the partnership's first computer located? And did any of you remember that? Tell me in the comments if you were there. Must have been a great occasion. Question 10, the last one of the round. What is the name of the partnership holiday centre in Wales? What is the name of the partnership holiday centre in Wales? That's us, 10 questions. How did you do? Take a couple of moments to fill in any blank spaces, throw in a guess, you never know, you might get it right, and let me know how you think you've done in the comments. We'll move on to the answers. Round 2, the partnership round, answers. We asked you, in what year did Waitrose and John Lewis both rebrand to And Partners? That was 2018. 2018, so just a couple of years ago. Question 2. What was introduced for Partners in 1979 to mark the 50th anniversary of the partnership's first trust settlement? That was much easier to say the second time round. It was, of course, 6 months long leave. How many of you managed to get to that 25-year milestone? I'm quite a way away from it, but you never know, I might get there. Question 3. Sabeema, Deborah and Speed, Norama and Jeroma are all sailing club yachts. They are the current yachts that we have. Do any of you go sailing? Are you skippers, or do you like to just go as a bit of a team and be part of the excitement of being on the water? Question 4. What lake does the partnership hotel at Ambleside sit next to? It is, of course, Lake Windermere, and as I said, beautiful, beautiful setting. If you have the chance, you should definitely try and get there. Question 5. Waitrose's 2 royal warrants. One is for the Queen and one is for Prince Charles. Congratulations if you got both of those. Question 6. The highest bonus payout of 24% was not only in 79-87, it was also in 1988. So 2 years in a row you got 24%. If you were there, you lucky things. I tell you, this year we're not even getting a bonus. I would have loved to have been part of that 24%. Question 7. In 2015, the John Lewis Christmas Advert featuring the man on the moon helped out the charity Age UK. Age UK. Question 8. The name of the partnership's manufacturing business is Herbert Parkinson. Herbert Parkinson. Did any of you work there? Tell me in the comments. Question 9. Where was the partnership's first computer located? It was in Stevenage. Stevenage. Last question of the round. What is the name of the partnership holiday centre in Wales? It is, of course, Bala Lake. Bala Lake. And again, if you get the chance, definitely go and see it. It's such a lovely place, and with the spa and the outdoor activities and the lovely walks, definitely worth a visit. All right, that's the end of the round and the answers. Tell me how you got on. Was it a 10 out of 10 round? Did you think those were a little bit tough? I thought some of them were. Pop some comments in and let me know. We'll move on to round 3. Round 3 this week is called OAP or not OAP. So it's as simple as it sounds. I'm going to give you 10 different celebrities, and all you have to guess is whether they are over 65 or if they're not over 65. So are they OAPs or are they not? So question 1, and I will try and give you some clues to these people so that we can figure out who they are, but hopefully they're quite obvious. Question 1, Kim Cattrall. She's the actress in Sex and the City. She was also in the Mannequin movies back in the 80s. I'm sure she's done lots more than that, but that's the things I can remember. Is Kim Cattrall an OAP or not? Question 2. Sugar Ray Leonard, the boxer. Is he an OAP or not? Sugar Ray Leonard. Number 3, Bruno Tonioli from Strictly Come Dancing, the judge on Strictly Come Dancing. Is he an OAP or not? Question 4, or number 4, Tom Hanks. Is he an OAP or not? Number 5, Bjorn Borg, the tennis star. Is he an OAP or not? Bjorn Borg. Number 6, Billy Idol, pop star, singer, general rock star. Is he an OAP or not? Billy Idol. Number 7, Danny Boyle, the director. He directed the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony. I think it was opening. He also has directed many amazing movies. But is he an OAP or not? Danny Boyle. Question 8, Denzel Washington, the Oscar-winning actor. Is he an OAP or not? Denzel Washington. Number 9, Kris Jenner. She is the mother or the momager of the Kardashians. You may or may not watch that, I have no idea, but she is effectively a reality TV star. Kris Jenner, is she OAP or not? And finally, number 10, Donatella Versace, the fashion designer Donatella Versace, the sister of Giovanni Versace. Is she an OAP or not? Quite a quick round, hopefully. Get some answers in. They are OAPs or they're not OAPs. And we'll quickly move on to the answers. Round 3 answers. OAP or not OAP? Number 1, Kim Cattrall. She is not an OAP. She is not an OAP. Number 2, Sugar Ray Leonard, the boxer. He is not an OAP. Not an OAP. Number 3, Bruno Tonioli from Strictly. He is an OAP. He has his bus pass. Number 4, Tom Hanks. He is not an OAP yet. He is not an OAP. Number 5, Bjorn Borg, the tennis star. He is not an OAP. He is not an OAP. I have been a bit cruel because they were not far off. At most of them, if they are not, they're 64, so they're nearly OAPs, but not quite yet. Number 6, Billy Idol. He is an OAP. He is an OAP. Question 7 or number 7, Danny Boyle. He is not an OAP. He is not an OAP. Number 8, Denzel Washington. What a fine actor he is. He is an OAP. He is an OAP. Kris Jenner. She is an OAP. She is an OAP. And lastly, number 10, Donatella Versace. She is an OAP. She is an OAP. How did you find that round? I loved it. It was brilliant and quite surprising, I think, Tell me in the comments who you are most surprised with being an OAP or not being an OAP. We'll take a couple of moments and move on to our final round. Round 4 and our final round this evening is music, cinema and TV. Question 1. Finish the line from a well-known Beatles song, "Will you still need me? Will you still feed me?" It's really hard not to say the last line. Question 1. Finish the line from the well-known Beatles song, "Will you still need me? Will you still feed me?" It's also really hard not to try and sing it as well. Question 2. Which is the biggest ever selling musical film soundtrack? Is it the 1977 Saturday Night Fever soundtrack or the 1992 Bodyguard soundtrack? Question 2. Which is the biggest ever selling musical film soundtrack? Is it 1977 Saturday Night Fever or the 1992 Bodyguard soundtrack? Personally, I think they are both outstanding, so I would listen to either of those. And I'm sure some of you boogied away to the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack back in the day. Question 3. Well, Nobody's Perfect is the final line and punchline from what classic 1959 comedy starring Marilyn Monroe? Well, Nobody's Perfect is the final line and punchline from what classic 1959 comedy starring Marilyn Monroe? Question 4. The following presenters have all presented which TV show? Bruce Forsyth, Jim Davidson, Larry Grayson and Marilyn Sue. Marilyn Sue are two people. Question 4. The following have all presented which TV show? Bruce Forsyth, Jim Davidson, Larry Grayson and Marilyn Sue. Question 5. In what year did Coronation Street first air? Question 5. What year did Coronation Street first air? And it's still going strong today. Question 6. In the 1970s, who sang on a duet with Paul McCartney on Ebony and Ivory? Question 6. Who accompanied Paul McCartney singing the song Ebony and Ivory? Question 7. Prince Rainier of Monaco married which Hollywood actress in 1956? Prince Rainier of Monaco married which Hollywood actress in 1956? Question 8. A rag doll Looby Loo and a teddy bear were friends with which children's TV character in the 50s and the 60s? And do you guys remember watching that show and who that was? Question 8. The rag doll Looby Loo and the teddy bear were friends with which children's TV character in the 50s and 60s? Question 9. Which song did Cliff Richard or Sir Cliff Richard sing when he came second in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest? I didn't realise he only came second. Question number 9. What song did Sir Cliff Richard sing when he came second in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest? And question 10, last question of the round and indeed of the quiz. What UK town do the comedy presenting duo Ant and Dec come from? Question 10. What UK town do the comedy presenting duo Ant and Dec come from? All right, how did you do? That was just a mix of some music, cinema and TV. Was it easy? Did you get them all, or are you struggling with some blank spaces? Take a moment or two, pop in any old answer, you never know, you might get it right, and we'll move on. Question 4, music, cinema and TV, the answers. Question 1, we asked you to finish the line from the well-known Beatles song, Will You Still Need Me? Will You Still Feed Me? And the answer is, When I'm 64. Are any of you 64? Or some of you surpassed that? Question 2, which is the biggest ever selling musical film soundtrack? Was it 1977's Saturday Night Fever or 1992's The Bodyguard? The answer is The Bodyguard. It sold over 45 million albums. Amazing. Question 3. Well, Nobody's Perfect is the final line and the punchline from which classic 1959 movie starring Marilyn Monroe? It is Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot. Question 4. Bruce Forsyth, Larry Grace, Jim Davidson and Mel Sue have all presented The Generation Game. The Generation Game. Question 5. What year did Coronation Street first air? That was, of course, 1960. I bet there are some avid Coronation Street fans within the group watching tonight. Don't worry, we'll get you back to see it in time. Question 6. In the 1970s, who sang with Paul McCartney on the track Ebony and Ivory? It was Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder. And every time I see Ebony and Ivory, I really want to sing it, but I will not put you through that because it's painful. Question 7. Prince Rainier of Monaco married Grace Kelly in 1956. Grace Kelly. Question 8. Ragdoll Looby Loo and a teddy bear were friends with Andy Pandy. They were friends with Andy Pandy. Question 9. Which song did Sir Cliff Richard sing when he came second in the 1968 Eurovision Song Contest? It was Congratulations. Unfortunately not congratulations for him because he was beaten by 1 point. That was Congratulations. And last question, what UK town do Ant and Dec come from? It is Newcastle. Newcastle. Tell me how you did. Pop some comments in, tell me what your round score was, and then tell me what your final score was. There was 40 questions. Hopefully you did okay. Don't worry if you didn't, because some of this stuff you have to search a little bit back in your memory, and sometimes that can be tough. I certainly find it a bit tough. Well done for taking part, and thank you for joining me. We have got one more quiz to go next week. I do hope that you can join me. I do hope that you had fun this evening. We've also got some other events running through Partner Choice, so do make sure that you tune in to our Keeping Partners Connected page just to find out, because we would love you to join us. On that note, that is the quiz finished this evening. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.